IPMNation.com.
Previously on Angry Drunk Tales.
Here, pick out something real nice. I think I can rely on you not to make too much of a scene.
Be angry.
That is real good coming from you.
Now, you gonna get dressed, or am I gonna have to do it for you?
Me write angry emails.
What do you intend to do? Drag me out of this house yelling and screaming?
Well, I'm not gonna have this conversation turned into a discussion of my behavior.
Episode 44. My former roommates are probably stealing my mail.
Me still angry. Me continue to write long, rambling, drunken emails. Me continue to be angry over incident several weeks ago. Me have emotional intelligence of 5-year-old child. Me bitter and frustrated with myself over being drunken 300-pound tub of shit. Me undiagnosed paranoid schizophrenic. Me
a little pencil dick.
Me write angry emails. Me hate everyone.
Welcome to episode 44 of Angry Drunk Tales. I'm Matt Connerton.
And I'm Jen Coffey.
And we have another exciting plot twist for you all. We now go to September 12th and emails received on that day, where our protagonist has now, as he continues to try to win back the heart of the other former roommate,
Napoleon Bonaparte.
He is now emailing
Napoleon Bonaparte
about us, but copying on the emails so we can see them as well. And this began with an email from
a little pencil dick
to
Napoleon Bonaparte.
No, I'm sorry, from to
a little pencil dick
from
Napoleon Bonaparte.
Rather, where
Napoleon Bonaparte
simply writes this because
Napoleon Bonaparte
tends to be very short and terse with his emails. He simply writes, "Hey,
a little pencil dick."
Oh, this was on September 11th at 3 p.m. He writes, "Hey,
a little pencil dick.
I will be back visiting New Hampshire in 3 weeks. Maybe I can stop by? Maybe you can find a corner to put any mail that shows up for me. Much appreciated." And of course,
Napoleon Bonaparte
had a history of saying he was going to show up on certain days and certain times and then never showing.
Right.
You know, when it came to coming to get his stuff and whatnot. So who knows if he's even really going to show up. And this is what
a little pencil dick
responded with a day and a half later, because his response to
Napoleon Bonaparte
did not come until September 12th at 9:39 p.m. And there's actually two emails that he wrote down.
Napoleon Bonaparte.
Here's the first one. And again, he copied Jen and I on this. "You haven't been getting any mail here, dude. And as far as I know, I'm the only person checking. Can't promise that Angela or the others aren't taking mail out of the box after moving, but I have not seen any mail. That being said, I wouldn't put much faith in Angela or them to not be stopping by and taking my mail and any other mail either. I tend to pay bills online and get online statements anyways, so if I don't get a bill, I still get an email statement. I know Angela moved just around the corner and blames me for her moving out because when she was gone for 3 straight days, I could hear her AC running with no one in the room and went in and shut it off. Since at that point, her and Matt were just trying to run up my bills. Matt ran the AC in his room for a week with 2 windows open in the same room. If you want to stop by and say hello, that's fine. I recently tapped my first keg in the bar I built. We could have a beer or something. But you haven't received any mail here. I am hoping the roommate drama is a thing of the past, because I have a new job now, as well as staying with Joel and a couple of my own clients, and I simply do not have time for any of that shit again. I forgot you don't drink. I finally have my drinking habits back to normal after all of the shit with Matt and Jen, and also working too much at Brothers before. But we could have lunch or something, I suppose. I just want all of the drama done with. That shit put me in a place mentally I never wanted to go into. Like feeling as though I had to fight someone or such. And I don't need to get back there again. The only reason why I forced Matt to take down that page was for you. None of the rest of what he said for me, minus speculation about my mental health, did I in fact say. But he took out of context. But what would I expect from people like that anyways? I told them that their son made me feel disrespected and insulted quite frequently, and they basically told me that how I felt didn't matter, so fuck them. If they had tried to stay another month, I would have turned off their Wi-Fi and cable anyways, just to force them out. By the way, again, just to be clear, never did run the air conditioning with the windows open.
Yeah, which is kind of funny because you hate air conditioning.
Yeah, I don't even really like air conditioning very much. I'd rather just have the windows open. And you, of course, were staying somewhere else at that point. So he's just making that up. He also can't get his story straight because as far as entering Angela's room, what he told me before the night before we moved is that he entered her room just to see if the air conditioner was on. He never said that he actually went all the way into her room to turn it off, but now he's claiming that. So,
yeah.
But obviously he didn't go that far because if he had, she would have noticed that someone had been in her room and the air conditioner was off, and that would have freaked her out.
And she would have left beforehand, so... You know?
Yeah.
And it's interesting how he's like, I was trying to help you.
Napoleon Bonaparte.
Yeah.
Everything I did was for you.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You know, and what he didn't know is that you had already had communication with
Napoleon Bonaparte.
Right.
it was like, see, I did this for you.
Yeah. And
I gotta wonder, like, does
Napoleon Bonaparte
like read the emails from both sides and just be like, you know, shaking his head or
yeah, who knows
or something?
I don't know. I mean, he doesn't really communicate with us, so I have no idea. And then the second email that
A little pencil dick.
sent later on that night at 10:39 p.m. Also, again to
Napoleon Bonaparte.
but he copied you and I did that project to save money on beer, but also to reduce my environmental impact. Kegged beer equals no trash. And also, so eventually I can have a black and tan at home and not have to go to a bar when I am josing for a B&T. I thought it funny Jen and Matt called me an alcoholic, when in fact it was only after Jesse moved in that my drinking habits changed. But so too did Jen's. Jen and Jesse drank a bottle of wine every single day. The both of them lived here. Angela often starts drinking at 5 a.m. and has missed work because of it. At the end of the day, anyone can find fault in anyone else if they look hard enough, and that's not what I want to be. But for Matt and Jen, their lives are 100% about finding fault in others and then making it entertaining to others. Of course, when you are obsessed with finding fault with others, then you end up self-deluding yourself as to your own perfection. But then again, they are self-deluded in the fact that they think anyone actually listens to them anyways. So why not run with that delusion?
Napoleon Bonaparte.
Just so you know, yes, I CC'd this to Matt and Jen, so they know the faults that are within them that are obvious to most casual observers. In their case, their delusions cause them to have self-importance and self-validation for even the most crazy ideas they can ever conceive. Do you know Jen thinks that the Second Amendment gives her the right to own a nuclear weapon? Yeah, she believes that. There is nothing within them that comes to finding common ground either, as I suspect you already know. Their extremist views bleed directly into how they deal with actual people in real situations. Because that's what happens when you have star syndrome, the combination of self-importance and self-validation. It means everyone else is wrong, no matter what happens. Even when it comes to things like how another person was made to feel. That's something that can not be dealt with in absolutes. If someone was made to feel over and over again as disrespected, then you have to at least recognize that their feelings are their feelings and go from there, not just pitch fits because the offending person is someone's spoiled brat kid.
Mm-hmm.
So he introduces something new there. This alleged you and Jesse drinking a bottle of wine every day.
Yeah, really, huh?
I don't remember that at all.
And you know what? He might have seen Angela with a drink at 5 a.m. considering she worked the graveyard shift and lived life in reverse. When she got out of work at 5 o'clock in the morning, she was wanting a steak and potatoes.
Yeah.
You know, for her, breakfast foods and things like eggs and cereal are the kind of things she wants at like 6 o'clock at night. She lived life entirely in reverse, but she was by no means any kind of a over drinker. You didn't hear her going in and out of the kitchen 20 times inside of 30 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I don't know of her ever missing work because of it. By the way,
No, never.
I also was
she had 2 jobs.
Oh, yeah. She's a hard worker. She did have 2 jobs. You're right. As far as I know, she does right now, too. And by the way, I was not aware. Did you at one point have a conversation where you told him that you believed that you should have a nuclear weapon?
Of course I did. Everybody should have a nuclear weapon.
Yes. Well, I remember.
Right.
I remember in previous episodes.
And if you believe that, please send me your donation.
By the way, in previous episodes, it was Jesse who allegedly had claimed that he should have a nuclear weapon. Now he's transferred that to you.
Yes.
Now it's you who
Yes.
thinks that you should have a nuclear weapon.
Yes. Yeah, he can't keep his lies straight. Bottom
Yeah.
line.
And there's also a lot of what I think a shrink would call projection and transference going on here, because so much of what he says about us is really, it sounds like him talking about himself.
Yeah, and you gotta love how. And now I'm back to my normal drinking routine.
Yeah. So he's only drinking 1 12-pack instead of 2 every night. Good
Is
for
that
him.
what that means?
Yeah. Maybe he'll get another year before
And again, the
cirrhosis
return
sets
to
in.
back to it's other people's faults that
Oh,
he
yeah.
drank.
Always,
It's
yeah.
never his own fault.
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, he didn't actually. I had to do some. He clearly was drinking when he wrote this, because I had to do some editing as I read it to make it make sense. For example, he didn't really accuse us of having star syndrome. He accused us of having star syndrome.
Yeah, I know, but if you didn't correct it when you're reading it, our audience wouldn't have a clue what you were saying.
Yeah.
So you gotta kind of go with it.
Yeah, gotta edit as I go. All right, so that concludes September 12th. So we'll finish up with that one, but don't worry, there is more to come, more wild accusations and such. So in the meantime, we'll end episode 44 with this. But of course, if you happen to be his new roommate listening to this, we will just say to you this sincerely, because we've been there. May God help you and keep you safe.
Good night.
Good night.
Sup, pencil dick.
Hey, how do you know about that name Cohen?
Shut the fuck up, everyone calls you pencil dick. You wanna see a big dick? Here's mine, take a lick. It's funny, cause that's the same thing your wife said last night. That's how I know your wife's vagina is extra tight.
Cohen, I'm about to kick your ass. You're lucky we're at the office, cause, if we weren't I wouldn't let this shit pass. All you are, is a British teacher that plays soccer with your students. Even your dumb ones aren't stupid. They won't play soccer with you, cause you would rape them, your wife, and your dog named Boris.
I'm smarter than you, and your pencil dick combined. After your lines you were probably hot and I would run out of ribs. They call me Shakespeare cause I'm smart but not from here.
Okay, Cohen, I hope you know that you don't have a real wife, you just pay the hose. This is what you are wannabe Albert E. But Einstein is the smartest man alive. Which you could never be.
IPMNation.com